I have been waiting an eternity for a man of your strength. What kind of man crawls into his own grave in search of hope?
A desperate one.
Bit of a scary night down here tonight as we get ready for the Dracula Untold premiere. This tells the untold story, would you believe it, of Drac himself. We're going to chat to the stars of the show, plus, get this, a sneak little interview from my favourite S-Club server back in the day, Hannah Spearritt. Stay tuned, you're watching The Fan Carpet, and I'm Rachel. And there have been loads of different portrayals of Dracula, lots of brilliant ones as well. Did you look to any of them for some inspiration?
Well, I love them all, I really do. I love the Dracula movies, but it was difficult to refer to them because they're all about the Bram Stoker story, and this story is it's the precursor to the Bram Stoker story, 400 years before. So it gave me more freedom and a bit more license to tread fresh ground and tell the story of the man who inspired the whole vampire story in the first place.
Yeah, I play Marina. She is the princess of the kingdom, and she's married to Vlad, and they have this kind of beautiful love that they have for each other, and they spend the entire film sacrificing to keep their love alive. And I think that's the beautiful message of the film, is that love is timeless and love can transcend.
Oh, I love it. Right, so this is quite a different take, isn't it, on the Dracula legend? Was that a conscious decision?
Absolutely, it's the only reason I wanted to make the film. I think that there's been a lot of Dracula films done. Obviously there's been enough done, but this one has a totally different approach. I wouldn't look at it as being a Dracula film as such. This is the origin story of how the man behind the myth was, or how he bridged that gap between a historical character and the character of fiction. So it's a completely unique take.
I'm glad you said that, because people say, how do you add to it? But like, well, we have an alternative take. There's a canon of vampires and even Dracula canon. And we set out to do something totally different. We decided that we were going to see, how did you get there? How did Bram Stoker get from that character? Where did he go? And so went to 1400s and tried to build it up. And you meet him, a husband, a father, a good king, somebody who wants peace. And how those circumstances compel him to take what is essentially a Faustian bargain, very much literally epitomized by Charles Dance's character, and do what he has to do to save his people and his family.
Absolutely. I mean, I was a big fan of Bram Stoker's novel. I'm also a big fan of Gothic romance novels, so I love Jane Eyre and Frankenstein, and so that's really what drew me to this period. There's just something so kind of beautifully aesthetic about a Dracula film, and I was really happy to contribute to it.
Well, that's it. I mean, he is a man, he's a human, so it's his journey, it's his experiences in his life which causes him to make decisions which turn him into a vampire. And it's an interesting, fascinating story which most people wouldn't know about. And I guess that's what makes it different. It's the untold story.
So how familiar were you with the original legend?
I was pretty familiar. I mean, from Dublin, Bram Stoker was born just down the road from where I live, so it's something from a very early age that, it's almost like part of the history curriculum in school when I was younger. So I was very, very familiar.
Brilliant, exhausting, but brilliant. Yeah, I'm in every scene, so it was the biggest challenge.
I've heard you work very hard.
I'm a hard worker. Yeah.
Do you like Dracula, or?
Love Dracula. Yeah, completely into it. So this is why I'm here.
Would you fancy a role in a film like this?
Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just so everyone knows out there, yes, she would. Tell me how the cast to work with.
Cast were amazing. This was the easiest, it's an amazing experience. Luke Evans gave it his all. You'll see it on the screen. I'm so proud.
There it goes again.
There it goes again. There it goes again. This is, yeah, no. Sarah Gadon, they had this amazing screen test where we were in the room with them, and it was electric, and we were like, well, that's Marina, that's Vlad, easy peasy. Dominic Cooper, absolute amazing villain, but actually of history, a historical character, and then Charles Dance, who just came in and had such a memorable scene.
It's a gift, a treat. I mean, Sarah Gadon's a revelation. She's a fantastic actress and very easy to fall in love with. And Charles Dance is obviously a legend. And to work against him, and I still feel like I'm learning the ropes and watching this man just ease his way into a very complicated, difficult character. In 4 days, he nailed it, and it was a gift to watch. It was a little workshop for me.
And what's next for you then?
I don't know, I have a couple of projects on the slate with my production company Art Castle that I may do, and then I don't know, I need a little bit of a break for myself.
For now, I'm working on Childhood's End, which is a 6-hour miniseries. So I spent 9 months in Belfast, and now I'm going to go spend 6 months in Melbourne. So I flew 22 hours to get here since yesterday, so I'll leave tomorrow morning.
I recently wrapped a film called Girls' Night Out. That's about Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret out on VE night celebrating.
Gosh, you are always a princess.
I know.
Oh, I can't help it.
No, and then I did another film called A Girl King, and I'm about to start a film called The Ninth Life of Louis Drax.
Amazing. That's it from us. Remember to check us out on Facebook and on Twitter at The Fan Carpet. We'll see you soon.
Never forget who I am.